All right, all right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a replay between Jperezimba and Sonic. All right, first thing that you guys are going to notice is that the overlay looks completely different. This is actually the advanced replay and observer tools that was built for WarCraft 3. I know that this is one of the things that I had asked specifically for when I was given a survey on what I wanted from WarCraft 3. And well, we'll see what comes of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Able to see APMs, you're able to see what's in production. I'm curious as to how heroes are going to show up in this matchup. Unfortunately, there's no default observer in the replay vision, so I have to turn off a fog of war in order to gain sight on everyone. Anyways, let's go ahead, head back over here to the bottom left-hand side of the map. This is where Sonic has spawned as the purple Night Elf, opening things up. Altar of Elders, there's that Moonwell, and there is this Ancient of War off to the side. Meanwhile, well, Keeper of the Grove is being trained up here, and you can actually see everything happening, everything getting trained up in the production tab. Quite nice. Being able to see what is going to get trained up there. So we can go to production. Then we can also go to units. All right, so that's what's happening there. Later on, I will probably go on to units to try to do quick comparisons on who has the larger army and how those battles are, well, facing up against each other. Now, peasants getting trained up, archmage nearly out. Oh, there's no portrait for me to click on. All right, so that was one of the ways that I used to. Well, I was able to. How come I don't have sound? Okay, are game sounds enough? Okay. All right, so Sonic. Oh, this is how your heroes show up here. So you can. Oh, and I can click the icon here. All right, understood. Learning this replay as I go. I can click here, quickly focus, and now it has that cool camera vision around him as well. So Archmage is level 1, Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 1, going after the Null Overseer and also this Null Warden. Also can keep track of their mana and their hit points. I like this toolbar actually. That is extremely helpful, being able to see exact numbers quickly and getting a good sense of everything. Coming back across off to the north here, Archmage nearly at level 2 already, continuing to clear out 3 camps. No Brute gets taken down as the peasants now make their way back off to the north. We are teching up Defend, so that's important to note. So going up against archers from the Keeper of the Grove, Defend is going to be incredibly important as the Ogre Magi now getting cleared out here. All right. Tree of Life being placed down by Sonic. So very fast tech to tier 2. Are we going to see a similar strategy? Yes, we are. So we are seeing a similar strategy here on Secret Valley. I believe this is Secret Valley. I'm trying to remember all of my maps and those quick overlay to let me know what map this is. You'd think after so many years, but sometimes you just default to reading the name on the map and then start remembering things about the map later on anyway. So yeah, Fountains of Health in the corners of the map there. You can see that there is the expansion here at 3 and 9 o'clock location. Hi Emil, how are you doing? Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the wave as the Keeper of the Grove shows up here, summons up some treants, and now trying to put in some trouble. Alright, so Keeper of the Grove trying to shut it down a little bit of this mining. Some of the peasants already taking quite a bit of damage. Archmage needs to make its way over as the Arcane Tower is nowhere near done. Alright, actually I do custom logo banners. Alright, would like to see. No thank you. I have fans in the community who do custom logos for me occasionally, and they've just presented it to me just as a gift to the channels in the past. So no thank you, but thank you for the follow, because that's the only way you can talk on my channel. All right, coming back around here. So there are the items, heroes. Yeah, as we see, what is this? Oh, that is a tech to tier 2 here. in addition to building a tree of life here. So that's what that little 2 means. 2 things are happening with the Tree of Life. As the Keeper of the Grove now comes across here. Arcane Tower not yet done being upgraded. We're looking at the peasants trying to finish this off. Archers are going to be coming across inside here. And here we are. Here we go. Mass repairs onto the Scout Tower. Scout Tower trying to stay up. Archers need to send up a couple of volleys to try and shoot it down. It's going to be incredibly important as the Scout Tower is able to hang on barely and now going to drain mana off of that Keeper of the Grove. All right, Arcane Tower is now done. Needs to go after those tree ants. Now the tree ants do represent a good amount of damage. Keeper of the Grove trying to finish off this footman. The footman, the footman going to end up reflecting back a lot of damage. Keeper of the Grove now gets up to level 3 and now going to use the Scroll of Town Portal to head back home. It appears back home in order to heal up. He doesn't want to try and head off to this Tree of Life. Tree of Life already down to 333 hit points. Could end up getting taken down here as the Wisps are now making their way across. We're going to see some massive repairs coming here. No detonations. Archmage trying to finish things off here. Archmage drops another water elemental to try and slow things down onto this Tree of Life, who is now holding steady at 250 hit points. Footmen are fighting back here. There's some more detonations. Only 3 footmen here as the Tree of Life going to stay alive, I believe. The footmen not going to be enough, especially with the Keeper of the Grove getting in an entangle right there. But no more repairs. Down to 2 and a tactical retreat. The footmen may not be able to escape back out, but the Archmage got the job done. One more final shot onto the Archer. Archer does get taken out. Footman gets entangled there as the Archmage now looks to retreat back out. I just realized my face is currently over the minimap. You guys can't see anything. All right, let me move that. Ooh, no, that's not what I wanted. Learning all these things mid-cast. I'm like, how? Minimap. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'll figure this all out later. All right, let's keep going. Footman getting taken out. Archers continuing the poke. We're looking at this expansion here at the 3 o'clock location. Arcane Vault getting built alongside that, Arcane Tower. It is going to take a little bit of time to get completed and get up and running. Meanwhile, off to the north here, we see that tech to tier 2 and now also a lumber mill. No blacksmith as of yet, as we see a Dark Ranger now as the second hero. I gotta say, I love the fact that I can click on these guys here. Compared it to Pad's version, I mean, a Pad has to throw an overlay on top of the game, and because of that, you can't actually interact with these icons. So, yeah. Helpful, very, very helpful there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. As Archmage, gonna go ahead, regen some hit points, and then move his way on out. If I gotta give feedback, I would say we still need a way to watch the game without fog of war and be able to see both sides, so you can see the 2 armies trying to pass each other and what actual sight these armies and their vision is. Anyways, Skeletal Minions going to try to dive on in here. Dark Ranger summoning up a whole bunch of Skeletal Minions, which could just turn into experience for the Archmage, and that's exactly what's happening here. Just getting easy experience on that Archmage. Archmage now up to 3.5. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove is at 4, Dark Ranger is at 2, and a lot of damage being done against Sonik. Jperezimba really putting in the pressure now as the second Arcane Tower nearly completed. Meanwhile, still no second hero yet. Footman trying to race over, now throwing up the Fen to try and reflect back some of that damage as the Footman here taking care of those tree ants off to the side. Archers continue to pelt some damage. Archmage can be able to finish off another couple more tree ants. Archmage getting very close to level 4 as the Footmen are trying to reflect back that damage, but the Dark Ranger and that Keeper of the Grove, finishing off those Footmen pretty easily as well. Archers falling one at a time. Archmage getting very close now to level 4. 1 or 2 more shots should finish it off, or give level 4. There it is. There's level 2. Level 2 Brimzora most likely underway as the Mountain King going to be joining on the fight shortly. Archmage looking to put in pressure, finishing off many of these archers down across here. And once the Footmen get out of the range of the Keeper of the Grove and that Dark Ranger, the archers really can't do all that much. However, the Keeper of the Grove still looking to put in pressure. Sonik trying to really put in the pressure on to Jperezimba's Expo. Otherwise, this economic advantage is just going to translate to be a bit too much. Dark Ranger, however, getting closer to level 3. Level 2 minions could spell some problems as the Dark Ranger purposely backs away to try and, well, save onto some of that precious mana. Arcane Sanctum is ready. Mountain King coming in from the north, ready to engage here. Meanwhile, Archmages making sure that there is no expo, sees that there is no expo as the Mountain King, and now come back across. All right, Mountain King comes, gets a quick Stormbolt off onto the Keeper of the Grove, trying to, well, force a fight out here. No Scroll of Town Portal onto that Mountain King, or onto that Keeper of the Grove. Both sides still fighting through. Mountain King does have a potion of healing. We need to retrain where the backpack is on these heroes, as we see a Stormbolt go down. Potion of invulnerability used there as the Mountain King continuing to heal up. There's a Scroll of Town Portal to do a tactical retreat. Arcane Sanctum needs to train up some priests and, well, get those units back up to full. Mountain King does do a little bit of healing. There's a priest offering up some heals as well, as the level 3 Dark Rangers now cranking out some bigger Dark minions. All right, Mountain King in a, well, fight back here. A little bit of, well, a misfire there. There's another Stormbolt. Is the Keeper of the Grove going to end up getting taken down? Mountain King tries to get one more shot onto the Keeper of the Grove, but the Keeper of the Grove able to escape with 45 hit points, picking up a tome there and perhaps going to try to rejoin in on the battle. Priest purposely trying to retreat into the very, very far back, as we see Druid to the Talon now out on the battlefield. Priest Adept training getting, well, trained up, and, well, high APMs across the board. You can take a look at their overall, well, stats and gold and all of those things there. Archmage now coming back across. There goes one archer. Another archer could get taken down. Units retreating back again. I wish I could, like, drag these boxes. That would be cool. To actually be able to interact with the overlay and set it up how I would like. You know, like this box could be down here, and it would make more sense to me, right? Like, I'd lose a little bit of this vision there. Archmage getting ready to engage. Supply, 43 supply compared to 37. Sonik lower on supply, but remember, there are more workers as well, and the hero level advantage of Sonik cannot be ignored. 4-3 going up against 4-1 right now, as the Mountain King tries to chase after that, well, relatively weak Keeper of the Grove. There's a Stormbolt. That could potentially be a problem. Mountain King is going to be able to catch up. Mountain King needs a little bit more mana to well, close in onto that distance, down to up to 74, up to 75. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes, we are. Archmage needs to get in those attacks, needs to stutter a move, and could finish off that Keeper of the Grove right there. Does do it. Now 4-2. Dark Ranger by her lonesome self drops a water element. Archmage drops a water elemental, as the archer is, or the Archmage is doing a great job just focusing down low hit point units. Remember, Druids of the Talon and archers are both relatively low on hit points, and after one or two shots, the Archmage and that Mountain King have been able to finish off a target pretty easily. Now Priest, with also that Adept training, has access to that Dispel magic, which has been incredibly important in cleaning up some of those dark minions, thereby feeding more experience. We are entangling a gold mine here. We are teching up to tier 3 now, and also training up dual riflemen to counter the transition into dryads that I believe Sonik is trying to go for. All right, Dark Ranger sitting at level 4. Keeper of the Grove getting resurrected back the old-fashioned way as these dark minions are now going to make their way off to the north. Mountain King with a Clarity Potion and also some Brilliance Aura. Can't tell what version of Brilliance Aura it is. Oh, I can tell that they're trained, but I can't tell what version. Okay, Water Elemental is the 825 version. All right. Yeah. I don't know if anyone from Blizzard actually watches my casts. We need to know what level the skills are, especially on a level 3 Mountain King. You need to know knowing the difference of level 2 Stormbolt versus level 2 Thunderclap. But that's very low on the... It's easy, low-hanging fruit, but will it get picked is the question. Back off to the north, Militia fighting up against these, well, Dark Minions. Dark Minions should get taken down pretty quickly. Feeding more experience here as Jperezimba, well, going into low upkeep now. So Jperezimba going into low upkeep. We are also getting Sundering Blades for Knights. Interesting call to go for Sundering Blades on Knights. It is going to be effective against archers, and perhaps a reaction against potential mountain giants if we ever see them come across from Sonic. All right, units getting ready to engage here. Priest trying to retreat back. Dryads continuing to poke and poke as well. There's a Holy Light as the Paladin is out on the battlefield, and we now see some mortar teams, or, well, fragmentation shards getting trained up alongside mortar teams eventually. Let's take a look at the units. Wow, don't need to see the buildings in here. All right. Yeah, I don't need to see the buildings. That's a little bit too much. That's just too much information. It should be tactical. It should be your army only, pretty much. Anyways, coming back around, Keeper of the Grove, Clarity Potion, going to be able to, well, disrupt mining here. No Arcane Tower. Peasant's going to try to come back over repair. The Arcane Tower is about 2/3 of the way being upgraded as the Mountain King shows up to the party. There's a Stormbolt onto the Keeper of the Grove, as the Keeper of the Grove does get an entangle off onto the Mountain King as well. It looked like that was a level 2 Stormbolt. Mountain King going to be coming around the corner. Is he going to be able to chase down? No, gets stopped by his own peasants, as the Keeper of the Grove could try and pick up that tome there. Now, Mountain King does have Boots of Speed. He is a little bit faster. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? No, we are not, as the Arcane Tower continuing to, well, is he going to Arcane feed some units? Yes, they will. We are going into Tree of Eternity now. The Skeletal Minion will get finished off. There's still a lot of places to try and creep out, as we see, I believe that was a Staff of Preservation by the Dark Ranger. Coming back off to the north here, Dryads, Dark Ranger making their way off to the north. Paladin, Mountain King, Archmage continuing to push on through here as the Knights are out on the battlefield, and that the glowing blades does indicate Sundering Blades, as we see a Dark Ranger, well, get hit with that Stormbolt there from behind. Knight, is it going to purposely get in the front? Yes, it does, trying to body block that Dark Ranger and perhaps open things up for another Stormbolt. Meanwhile, Dryads are now pushing through inside the main base here, and that perhaps is going to open things up for the Dark Ranger. Nope, not going to be able to get away. Holy Light, there's a Thunderclap, there's a Holy Light, and there's a tap there. Dark Ranger as the second hero, opening up Holy Light as a damage nuking spell on the hero. Meanwhile, Dryads are gonna, well, go through the circle here. It looks like one Dryad, maybe two, will get taken down, but, well, a quick hit and run tactic, as once more, well, we know Sonic has just been doing hit and run tactics left and right, as the mortar teams are trying to hide amongst all of these towers and protect themselves. All right, no ability to call to arms here. Dual Arcane Towers could be enough to deal with these treants, as more units are going to be reinforcing again. All right, yeah, lots happening. Army of Dryads just trying to do split tactics, do harassment techniques, being able to do a lot of damage by splitting up your army. These treants here, well, going to try and go after these peasants. But one downside about this, oh, well, it looks like a scout tower, which was upgrading to a cannon tower, going to get canceled. Cannon tower incredibly useful against those Dryads, as mortar teams the cannon towers deal siege damage, I believe, but also, just as important, have fortified armor, greatly reducing the amount of damage from piercing. Druids of the Claw all out here on the battlefield. They did not catch each other. Catching a bunch of Druids of the Claw and dealing initial damage while they're in their Druid form would have been huge, as we now see Jperezimba now move out across here. 5-3-1 going up against 5-1. We see a Pit Lord as the second hero, so two undead heroes, coupled with the Keeper of the Grove, as we're still waiting for that Dark Ranger to come back out onto the battlefield. Paladin sitting at level 1 there. There's that Rain of Fire to try and disrupt that backline position, but a quick Stormbolt onto the Pit Lord stops that in its tracks. Meanwhile, well, Keeper of the Grove trying to retreat back here. Mountain King trying to go after those targets, as we see another Rain of Fire, but this time really hitting more the Druids of the Claw than any of the other casters here, as the sorceresses don't have enough mana to really slow down this entire army. Keeper of the Grove could have a very bad day here in just a moment. Mountain King trying to get in some more damage. There's a Staff of Preservation saved by the Dark Ranger again. And now, suddenly, the human army is completely out of position as the Pit Lord gets to level 2. Dark Ranger able to finish, or something was able to finish off another priest right there, as we're looking at 75 supply army going up against 61 by Jperezimba. Army size has flipped here. Sonik now with the army size advantage. Meanwhile, what is going down? We are getting up some more mortar teams as well. I need to retrain my eyes to see where everything of significance is on the map here.
I await your command.
All right, so the cannon towers, these towers ended up, well, blocking in Jperezimba. We're going to be looking at a little bit too much defense here inside the main base, as there's only 3 minutes of mining from the main gold mine. Yeah, that 3 minutes of mining and then putting in so much additional static defense, not going to really help unless you get into a base race scenario. Pit Lord going after this War Golem Red Drake creep camp here. Druid of the Claws are out here on the battlefield. Dryads purposely backing away that Red Drake, and then could turn back around, pulling the Red Drake away from that Fountain of Health. Always key in order to finish it off, as we see Claws of Attack +5 now picked up by the Pit Lord, who does in fact have Cleave and Rain of Fire. All right, one Dryad about to get taken down. Yep, not microing, not keeping track, losing a little bit of the action there as the Keeper of the Grove came in from behind. All of the trees had opened up, so the Keeper of the Grove able to just dive in from behind here and cause problems. The Arcane Towers should be going after these Treants as they deal bonus damage, as the Treants are actually just cleaning up so many of these peasants pretty easily. Meanwhile, Southern Fountain has been cleared up, and Jperezimba is in some serious trouble. Sonik sitting at 80 over 80 supply. He's going to scroll of Town Portal back in, only to see that he's completely outclassed, getting hit with Rain of Fire. The Pit Lord already up to level 5, up to level 4, outclassing the Mountain King in terms of hero level. And that is just a beautiful play there, as the Archmage was able to save a unit. Meanwhile, both sides just continuing to, well, staff or Sanctuary and Staff of Preservation units out of tight situations. More units still being trained by Jperezimba, but it may be too little, too late. Divine Shield on the Paladin, trying to turn the tide of this particular battle, but there seems to be just too many Druids of the Claw, too much supply to try and overcome. All the clutch saves in the world cannot make up for the difference in terms of the army size. Well, no, I take it back. Are we going to lose perhaps? Yeah, okay, Pit Lord ends up falling, giving level 4 to the Mountain King. Well, we still see some damage onto that that one Paladin. Paladin taking quite a bit of damage. Is he going to try to get back? He gets Staff of Sanctuary away by the Archmage. Archmage waiting until the last possible moment for that save there. Mountain King still getting a little bit of experience. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove is now at level 6 as the units are trying to retreat back. No gold is being mined by Jperezimba, well, except for the top here, which is about to be done mining out, as we see Tranquility being used here. Mountain King, is he going to try and buy a potion of mana just to Stormbolt it to stop the Tranquility and reduce a little bit of that healing? All right, Mountain King attempting to retreat away, will be able to get away at 200 some odd hit points, still taking a little bit of damage, still trying to hide here. Do we see full mana onto that Paladin, or full hit points onto that Paladin yet? No, we do not. Stormbolt onto the Keeper of the Grove, and now a potential surround. All right, surround. Sonik could have some serious troubles here. Mountain King is nearby. Are we going to see a Holy Light onto that Mountain King? There's a Holy Light, and yes, the Keeper of the Grove has fallen at level 6. Level 6 Keeper of the Grove falls now, as the heroes are still trying to fight back the other way. Dark Ranger is getting resurrected as well. We're looking at Nature's Blessing getting trained up. Mountain King needs a little bit more mana to try and pick off another Druid of the Claw if possible. Archmage, as you can see, is already out of commission as well. 2 level 4 heroes going up against no heroes at all, as the Keeper of the Grove now getting resurrected. There's another Holy Light. Mountain King still, well, chasing after, hoping to be able to finish, but running into just a giant army of bears. Army size advantage cannot be ignored. 72 supply compared to 37, and without that Archmage, that Mountain King is just not as big of a threat. Trying to get some more gold, trying to get back into this game, but it may be too little, too late, as the Keeper of the Grove and the Dark Ranger are out on the battlefield once more. All right, we're going to see a Stormbolt go down onto the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove should be fine, though. There's a Druid of the Claw nearby in Druid form. Going to give Rejuvenation. Druid of the Claw, or that Keeper of the Grove can just kind of do a little bit of a dance now and just force fights here, as we're going to see, well, more and more units just getting cleaned up nicely. Waiting for the GG, the tap out, a little bit of throws, perhaps, as the Paladin falls at level 4, giving level 7 to that Keeper of the Grove. All right, let's take a look at the final scores. Sonik winning in the unit score, winning in the hero score, losing in the resource score. Total, what is that? 8, 9, 91, what, 100, 124? Yeah, 124 versus 90. Jperezimba with a strong opening, but unable to close the deal. Sonik able to set up his expo, and by also relying on getting a higher hero level advantage. Getting that hero level advantage really did play out well, getting up that level 7, getting up to a level 7 Keeper of the Grove in the end. Jperezimba made it interesting, though, with 5 hero kills, shutting down enemy heroes, but still wasn't enough to overcome. Thanks, everyone.